What's going on, guys? So when you get into RVing, whether or not you're a full-timer or a weekend warrior, one of the biggest challenges you're going to have, specifically if you are towing a fifth wheel, is storage inside of your truck. Now, the reason for that is because you typically are going to have a large fifth wheel hitch. So in my situation, it's this large B&W Companion fifth wheel hitch. Now, it's not so large that it takes up all the space in the bed, but it definitely makes it a little bit more difficult to figure out how you're going to put things in the bed. If you're hauling a travel trailer or a bumper pull trailer, then you're going to have a similar type situation, but just not as much because your bed is essentially going to be free and clear, so you can put whatever you want inside of your bed. Now, the challenge that most people ultimately have is they either have a bed cover or they don't. If they have a bed cover, then you can just throw stuff in the back of your truck if you're hauling a travel trailer. If you have a fifth wheel, you really don't have that option. And you may have things in the back of your truck that you just don't want overly visible, or things that you want to protect and you don't want to get rained on or just, wind struck the entire time you're driving down the road when the wind's beating on it. I'm going to show you a really great storage solution that I've been using for a while. I just expanded it and got another one, but I think you're going to love it. So hang tight. I'll be right back. So you can see that I have my bed cover on currently. It's an Access roll-up bed cover. Absolutely love using this bed cover on the truck, specifically because I can cover up my B&W 25,000-pound Companion fifth wheel hitch. And it's just not exposed out there, or anything else I keep in the back of my truck, such as my air chucks for my onboard Viair air compressor, and my little toolbox I have here for some recovery equipment, some straps, some things like that that I can use to either recover myself or recover somebody else if they're stuck. And I have my water port here on the side, which is a portable pressurized water system. That comes in really handy if you've been working on the truck, if you've been working on your RV and you need a way to spray your hands off, kind of soak yourself down, get some of the sweat and the grease and grime off of you. That comes in really handy. So my bed cover does a great job at protecting all of that stuff. It's not necessarily designed to be a theft deterrent, and most of the things that it protects are pretty much bolted or cabled in, so I'm not too worried about that. It just keeps it from getting overly exposed to the sun. And my Viair compressor, which is bolted down in the front corner of my bed, also is protected because of that. It just doesn't get hit by the sun and by the rain anytime there's a storm coming through, and I don't have to hang the compressor under the truck. All that being said, the reason why I'm doing this video today is because I have storage containers in the bed of my truck that I absolutely believe are the very best type of storage container you could throw in the bed of a truck if you plan on hauling a fifth wheel or even a travel trailer for that matter. And they do a phenomenal job protecting whatever you throw inside of them. All right, so here they are. I have two of these DeWalt chests in the bed of my truck, and these are part of their Tough system. So what I absolutely love about these is these are almost what I would consider to be a more functional Pelican case for your truck. And the reason why I say that is because they're perfect in terms of the dimensions that you would want if you're going to be putting these in a truck with a big fifth wheel hitch. So my B&W Companion fifth wheel hitch takes up, a relatively small footprint. It's probably about 16 inches there, probably about 32, 33 inches across. And for the most part, it's not this huge setup. If you're running a gooseneck and you have a goose ball instead, or you're running a goose box, which essentially eliminates the need for something like this, then you may like this system even more, because the difference in how your pin box interacts with this hitch versus a goose box is the goose box actually couples at a much lower point because it couples to your actual goose ball. And the challenge some people have there is the structure that's actually spinning at that lower point might prohibit you from putting things around your actual goose box because it can make contact. Because this is elevated to a much higher level, if you use a standard pin box, everything below this point is pretty much free and clear of your actual pin box whenever it spins. So you can have a generator back here, you can have other equipment back here, and you generally don't have to worry about your pin box making any kind of contact to stuff in the bed as long as it sits relatively low. But with a goose box, you do have to worry about that, and this system can also come in really handy because of that. So this is part of their Tough system lineup. And these are their largest little chest style boxes. If you look at the little picture they have here, you can see how you have all sorts of different box configurations. They make a rack system that can go inside of a van. Pretty much these are designed for any type of construction or any type of, industrial work, electrical work, anything like that where you need to carry a lot of parts, a lot of components and tools with you. In terms of capacity, these boxes are really large. They carry a lot of stuff. The dimensions of it are about 22 inches wide by about 14 inches deep and about 16 inches tall. And there's just a lot of room inside of these. You can put all of your tire chocks inside of them. You can put other towing equipment. In my case, I put a little jumper battery kit back here in case I'm doing a review on a fifth wheel or something else that I need to adjust, open slides, raise or lower the front, and they have no battery connected to it. I have my tire chocks there. I have some leveling pads. I have the extra extension cord for my Viair air compressor. In this one, I have a bunch of recovery gear. I have some straps, some soft shackles, some hard shackles, just extra components like that. This is where I keep my chain connections for my gooseball when I'm not using the gooseball. And like I said, these things are just really cool. Now, what's even nicer about them is the rating on these. These are IP65 rated. They're waterproof. They even have this little pressure release valve on the top like you might see on a Pelican case. And to me, even though they may be a step down in terms of overall ruggedability versus a Pelican case, and I would probably even question that. I would imagine these are probably as tough as a Pelican case. They have a rubber seal around the inner edge to create pretty much a watertight seal. And you can stack them. So I could take this box and stack it on top of this box and lock it in place with these little cleats they put on the side here that lock it in place. If you have the smaller toolbox, you could also stack it on top. And they make a smaller suitcase style that you could put on top of here if you have small components that you bring with you, small tools, little things that you might want to just have with you but not inside of the truck, not inside of your large toolbox, or you may not even have a full-size toolbox and you just want to kind of keep everything organized and not moving around or just outright visible or exposed to the sun and heat. So it's really cool what these things allow you. They're not that large, which is really nice. Let me kind of stand up here and show you what they look like zoomed out a little bit. But you can see they don't take up a heck of a lot of room. In terms of having a long bed truck, so my truck has a 20-inch toolbox at the end of it. I have my access bed cover rolled up right here. And even with these boxes, and I have them scooted out right now because I have a recovery rope back there, but if I shove these up against the back of the toolbox, I still have probably at least a solid foot of space between the back of the hitch and the actual toolbox itself. And then of course I have all the room I need right here as well. These are just a phenomenal storage idea. And the reason why I'm showing you this in a video is because these are just about the most affordable solution you can have for this type of application. These only run about $45, I think, maybe $50. I don't know if the price fluctuates that much, but I think I paid $45 each for these, which means they're probably less than a quarter the cost of a Pelican case that is equal in size. Now, you don't have foam or anything like that, but what you do get, and I think I have it in this one, is this nice tray. You get a tool tray in each one. I took the tool tray out of that one because I just wanted it to be open and I wanted more room, and I actually shoved it under the toolbox over here. But you have a tool tray in it as well, so you can keep other things organized also. But if you don't want to have the tool tray in there, rip it out. You can just stuff these things full of whatever gear you need, and they don't take up much space. They keep things from flying around all over the back of your truck when you're driving, and they protect it from the sun, the rain, pretty much anything else. So these are what I have. Great storage solution available on Amazon. They have a nice handle on the top. They have handles on the side. I mean, they are just a very, very convenient way to carry gear with you. And you might even be able to house something larger like a battery or other things that you might need inside of these. They just work that well. Anyways, guys, I'll put a link in the description of this video to these. You may already have these, and if you do, I'm sure you love them because I have not found one reason at all to not like these. They're very, very cool, and I think if you got them, you'd like them too. Guys, again, I'll put a link in the description if this is something you're interested in. If you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and we'll talk to you again very soon.